Hello everybody, welcome back to Growth Cat. And to our series of the Law of One. Now in episode 2, we've learned that the universe is all connected, like one big family. And in today's episode, episode 3, we'll be exploring something that might sound a little bit more complex than the other ones, but I don't think so. I'll try to explain it, and we'll try to simplify it a bit. But in short, what it is we'll be talking about the 7 densities of consciousness. So think of it like levels in a cosmic video game where we grow spiritually. So let's jump in. Okay, so what are the densities? Well, in the Law of One, densities are stages of spiritual growth. Everything in the universe, rocks, plants, animals, people, even stars, move through those stages to get closer to the infinite creator. So that big love and light we already talked about, that's the infinite creator. So according to the Law of One, there are 7 densities, and each one is a step up in learning and growing. So let's go through them. Okay, the first one is the first density. So in this one, that's where things start. Like for example, those would be the building blocks of the universe. Like for example, rocks, water, fire, air. So those don't think or feel, they just are. And it's like a beginner's level, if you want, where things exist as basic stuff. And, well, for example, the ground we walk on. There you go. Next is the second density. This is where things starts to actually grow and feel a little bit. Feel more, if you want. So, for example, plants, animals, even bugs are in that stage. They don't think like we do, but they definitely have instincts. And, for example, a simple example would be a dog wagging its tail because it's happy, right? So they're learning to, at this level, at the second density, they are learning to connect with the world around them. And the next one is, of course, the third density. That's us. Okay, this is where humans are right now. In this stage, we learn how to think about ourselves, make choices, and decide how to act. It's like a big school where we learn about love, kindness, or sometimes even being selfish. And the Law of One says Earth is in its third density. So it's a fairly short time, if you want, of density, but very intense. It's a very intense stage for growing our hearts and mind. The next step, the fourth density, is where being learned to love even more. It's called the density of love and understanding. People, or being, in this stage care about others as much as they care about themselves. They work together like a super big team, and kind too. So imagine a world where everyone help each other all the time, well, that's the fourth density. Now, the fifth density is about wisdom. So, being here are super smart. They understand how the universe works. Um, they're like cosmic teachers, if you want. So, learning deep truth and sharing them. It's less about physical body at that point and more about pure thoughts and light. Now, for the sixth density, this is where things really get amazing. So, this is where Ra, the entity that is communicating with the people from LL Research, so the being that actually gave us the law of one, so that's where he comes from. In this stage, the beings are really balance love and wisdom. So, and they do that balance of love and wisdom perfectly. So they're very wise, and they're definitely loving guides that would help other grow. So they're almost pure light, and there's no physicality anymore. So it's basically they're basically light beings. And the seventh density, as you can imagine, that's the last step. So it's definitely becoming one with the infinite creator. So it's like finishing the game or joining the big love and light of the universe. The beings here are really they're melting back. They're going back into the creator. It's like a drop of water going back into the ocean. That's the best analogy I can come up with. And it's actually the ultimate stage of spiritual growth. So why do I actually like this density um, thing, and why does it matter? Well, I think really the way it's explained is it shows that everything is on a journey to grow spiritually, from the rocks to humans to even super wise beings. We are all going towards one goal, and I think that's a good thing. It's a little bit like climbing a ladder to get closer to love and light, if you want to put it that way. So the law of one says that we're all moving through those stages, learning and growing with every step. So this idea is part of esoteric spirituality in general. So the density actually helps us to see life as a big adventure where we learn to be more loving and wise. In the third density, where we are, we're learning to choose love over fear. And every kind thing we do helps us move towards the next step. Okay, that's it for episode 3. So we learned that what are the 7 densities of consciousness. So from basic stuff like rocks to actually being one with the creator. So next time in episode 4, we'll talk about the 2 paths that we can choose in the third density. So it's or helping others or focusing on ourselves. And it's a little bit like picking a character path in a game. So we'll see how that goes. Another very interesting part, I think, anyway. So if you enjoyed this, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and the bell. All the buttons you can you can actually click. It helps. It doesn't cost you a penny, and even if there's no penny here in Canada, but anyway, it doesn't cost you anything. You only have to click that, and that's it. And it shows me that you actually appreciate what I'm doing and what we're doing here at the Grove Cat. So take care, everybody, and see you in episode 4. Take care.